Nathan, you've equalled Dennis Lillee's mark for 355 Test wickets. I get you're in the middle of a game here, but what does that mean to you?
Yeah. Well, I've always said in my career I'm not about personal milestones or personal achievement. It's about winning Test series for Australia and Test matches. But I haven't really had the time to sit back and think about it. I wasn't even aware about it and walking off until Brian actually told me. He come up and shook my hand, and he's the only one that's done it. So I wasn't actually aware of it. But I really struggle to see myself up with the likes of Warne, McGrath, Lillee. It doesn't sit well with me because in my eyes those guys are true legends of the game, and I'm just some bloke trying to bowl off breaks and trying to make Australian fans proud of the Australian cricket team. So yeah, it hasn't really settled down with me yet, but I'm sure I'll have a message from Mum and Dad, that's for sure. I think the way, if you look at today, I don't think we've had the best day, if I'm being brutally honest. I think Josh Hazlewood was absolutely exceptional, and the spell from Pat Cummins after tea, I think it was, I think really set the tone for us. I think for our standards, I don't think we were good enough for long periods of time, but in saying that, it's still a good day for Australia. We've won the toss, we've created more than 10 chances, we haven't played catch today. So we can get better, and that's exciting, but we still were able to bowl England out for 258 on a day one wicket. So, yeah, there's still a lot of work to do, but we're happy with the day, but we know there's a lot of improvement to be done. We want to be remembered as an Australian cricket team, or known as an Australian cricket team, no matter what we do first, toss, dependent, bat, bowl. We want to make sure that we're competing and playing a positive, exciting brand of cricket, and making sure that we're competing no matter who we're playing against. So I thought I spoke to Joe Root while he was batting out there, and he told me he was going to bowl first as well. So it's one of those ones where it's been undercovers all day the day before. So yeah.
And there was one early in one of your spells where it puffed through as well. I mean, if you got excitement for what the wicket might turn into, given what happened in Edgbaston as well?
We've got a long way to go and get to before we're at day 5 at Edgbaston. We've got to come out tomorrow and make sure that we're doing the basics really well for bat and try and bat long periods of time. They've got a world-class bowling unit, we know that. So it's going to be challenging, but fingers crossed that our batters can dig deep, and if we can bat a couple of big partnerships and bat a long period of time, then hopefully we'll get in a decent position.
Dean, Rob, Barrett, Dan and Ali.
Considering your surprise at the revelation that you made those comments about the short pitch bowling, are you looking forward to facing Joffa when your time comes?
Mate, I can't bat. So what do you reckon? What do you reckon? Right, okay, mate, I can't bat. I'm number 10, number 11 batter, an average 10.
But do you certainly think that England have got firepower to match your guys when it does come to some of the lower order?
100%. They've got a world-class bowling attack. It's Jofra's first test, but he's a world-class bowler. We all know that. You know that. The whole world knows that. Broad, the same thing. So, yeah, of course it's going to be challenging, but that's Test cricket. That's why we play it. Me personally, I want to challenge myself against the best players in the world, and these guys are the best bowlers in the world. So, even though I can't bat, I'll go out and give it a go. Unless you want to do it for me. Yeah, I think it was an outstanding day for Cameron. That catch was pretty special in there, but I'm not surprised by that catch. You see the amount of work that he does in there, and I know he fields there for me, and he's told me he wants to catch a full-blooded sweep shot, and I just think that's absolutely nuts. But it's hats off to him that he does the work and he gets the rewards in a spectacular catch like that. But I think that's probably one of the hardest times you have to bat as an opening batter. I don't think it's not a nice job. I can't imagine when you got 40 minutes to bat against a world-class bowling attack at Lords at 6:30 at night. I think he showed a lot of character and a lot of grit there. So yeah, hats off to Cameron.
And what about yourself? Tim Payne said last week that you almost seem to be getting better with each tour. Do you is that a fair commentary? And I suppose particularly compared to previous England tours, do you feel a lot more confident?
Well, every day I wake up, I try and get better. So whether that's batting, bowling, fielding, I'm trying to get better and try and improve my cricket game. So yeah, I feel like I can get better. I still feel like I'm learning about bowling, about batting, about fielding. I feel like I'm learning, still in the learning stage. I don't think I've hit my peak yet, to be honest, of my career. I'm very confident with the way the ball's coming out of my hand, don't get me wrong. So, and I'm very happy with where my skill set's at, but I think I can get better. In my eyes, Josh is up there in the top 3 best bowlers in Test cricket. That's in my personal eyes. I think his control of hitting that nagging length, but having the skill to go both ways in and out, but then he's got a pretty strong bouncer as well, and it's always usually on the money. I think Josh has been outstanding. I know he was disappointed to be left out of the first Test match, but to come back and bowl the way he did today, I thought, yeah, hats off to Josh. I thought he was our pick of our bowlers.
You bowled England out on the last day at Edgbaston fairly cheaply, and then today it's 250 odd. Do you think you've already exposed some flaws in their batting lineup? No. I think it's about us as a bowling unit worrying about what we control, and that's bowling our best ball over and over for long periods of time and challenging their defence. They've got some superstars in their batting lineup. Joe Root's one of the best batters in the world. So if we can just keep doing our basics and sticking to the plans that we have in our change room and having that belief that our plans will keep working, I think we can go a long way in this series. But there's been 3 innings so far in this Test series. There's a lot more to come. So if we just keep doing our basics, stick to our plans, make sure that we're clear and enjoy it. You're playing Ashes cricket away from home. No one likes you in the crowd, so it's one of those ones where you got to stick close together and make sure that we're having some fun doing it, but having that belief that if we're good enough for long periods of time, we'll create chances.